Good morning. It's Hump Day, Wednesday, July the 14th. You're with Heidi and Colette on First Local at 8 a.m. We're here to bring you all the updated news that's happened in the last 48 hours. We hope you're having an awesome morning. How are you, my friend?
I am well today.
Good.
A little bit cloudy, but all right.
Cloudy with a chance of meatballs? I like that.
Well,
hey, speaking of, there is some info we want to talk about a Disney movie that's coming up. They've used Toronto landmarks and a couple other things, some Toronto songs in there.
Oh, cool.
People from Toronto. So we'll get to that. We're also going to hit up about Dan Levy, who's in the news again, receiving more accolades. Of course he is. He is wonderful. And Al's Pub had a bit of an evacuation last night that Dan Gray was at. So we've got all of that and more. But hey, I think we should start with Mr. Kreger's this morning. But he is getting ready, I hear in my ear. He's getting all prettied up to give you that weather. But yesterday was kind of a gross day.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't, and I confess, sometimes I don't always listen as closely to the weather that Craig brings us so excellently every day. I totally missed the part where it was going to rain, so I was correspondingly underdressed for the coldness. I did use your heater. Colette has a little block heater by her desk,
heater.
and I was sitting at my desk going, wow, it's so cold.
And everybody gives me that look. Oh, great. She's got the space heater on again. It's July. Well, I get cold easily, so
yeah.
I'm glad you used it. Okay, speaking of heat, let's go over to Kreger's and find out what's going on this week for the weather.
And good morning, everyone. And speaking of rain and heat, we have both today. We have a special weather statement issued by Environment Canada for heavy rain starting later on tonight. We'll touch on that coming up on the 3-day forecast. Let's take a look outside. It's kind of foggy right now, which is indicative of what we're going to feel like later on this afternoon. We have a fog right now in the Sault, pretty dense actually, depending where you are. This is the St. Mary's River, courtesy of Wireless Com and Carmen Biasucci. Thank you, Carmen. Taking a look at the waterfront, and you can see it's kind of gray out there. And we're going to lift that fog up and see a little bit of sun. That's going to energize the air because we're going to feel like 35 degrees later on this afternoon, and a risk of some thunderstorms and some heavy rain moving in for later on tonight. We'll take a look at the radar. I'll tell you what I'm talking about. See that big blob at the lower left-hand corner? That's heading our way. That's a lot of rain and a lot of thunderstorms heading our way for later on tonight. We could see the odd thunderstorm in advance of the system coming in, but it's only going to be small. But we will see substantial rain starting tonight, lasting into Thursday. Will that affect Rotary Fest? I'll let you know. We'll take a look at the 12-hour, or this is the the weather statement from Environment Canada, where we could see 20 to 50 millimeters of rain starting tonight. So we'll touch on that coming up on the 3-day. Now let's go to the 12-hour forecast, and this is what we look like. We're going to have some fog this morning. That's going to eventually lift, leaving us with maybe some peaks of sun, but we're going to call it mainly cloudy today and very muggy. As I said, the dew points are right up there, and we're going to start feeling that mugginess this afternoon, feeling like 35 degrees. And this evening, we're going to see more cloud roll in and showers developing overnight, lasting into our Thursday. And again, I'll touch on that coming up in the 3-day forecast. Right now, let's send it back to Heidi and Colette.
Craig, I know you know how happy I am right now. There are two things that I love, are thunderstorms and muggy weather. So that just made my day. So I'm very excited. Last night I put on YouTube and I was listening to loud thunderstorms, black screen for sleep, and I didn't even make it to the end of Skinwalker Ranch at 10 o'clock after I did that. So I was like, I suggest it. Okay.
Can we see that face again?
I'm very delicate and pretty when I sleep. Anyway, we're going to talk. Okay. This is kind of funny. Actually, first of all, this is not funny. Went over to the Station Mall. This is serious news. Went over to Station Mall the other day, and I noticed that all the restaurant names are taken down, like a lot of them, you know what I mean? It's really sad to see businesses shut down because of the pandemic, and then if you do drive through the city, you do see things close up. It's really upsetting. But McDonald's is no longer going to be available at the Station Mall. I don't know if you knew that, but I definitely felt that was an announcement that needed to be shared with everyone.
Wow.
I mean, you know?
Wow.
Dante's go-to, moving into McDonald's.
I don't know. That seems you know, I have talked about, sitting on my mother's porch
Yeah.
and watching people, on Albert Street just walking around with open beer,
cans.
like this is, but now McDonald's shutting down in the mall. Like, is this the end of days? Like, I'm not sure. Like, what would be the hallmarks of that? Like,
I don't
what
know.
more do we need to see now? Do we actually need to see, the horse of the? Yeah. Anyway.
Well, pigs might start flying, I guess. But also carts. I wrote an article on carts. I know. It's kind of weird.
Mario Kart?
No, but I do have a story about Mario Kart later today. Oh my God, look what we just did there. Grocery carts. They are very annoying if not put away in the corral. I did write an article once upon a time in my old job about how you are on the hook if a cart smashes into your vehicle in a parking lot.
Okay.
So, and a lot of people were irate about this because it's not an expensive fix, actually, depending on where it hits and if there's wind.
Right, sure.
Okay, so moving along, Colette, get to the point. The city of Sault Ste. Marie is tackling the issue with a bylaw counselor, Matthew Shoemaker, hopes will fix a problem once and for all with regards to returning these shopping carts. I guess some people are just returning them wherever they feel fit. Matthew Shoemaker is a city council for our city here in Sault Ste. Marie. Shoemaker says there is an area in the city where at least 5 retail outlets are located and all have their own shopping carts. Customers walk off the store property with a shopping cart to help carry their purchases home, and then they just abandon the cart. So under the new bylaw, each retail must submit a management plan for retrieval and return of abandoned carts.
Okay.
Found outside of their property boundaries. This plan includes who to contact at the store when there is a complaint about a lost cart, and they will have set a time frame to pick it up. There you go. So
Wow.
There's more posted to our website on that story. I encourage you to go read it. You've got one more. You want to hit a story up before we rip to a commercial?
Well, okay. I mean, I'm not sure.
Or do you want to
how
just talk about the carts?
Well,
because I feel like we could.
I could talk about that
Let's
because
do
I mean,
that.
really, how is a store supposed to manage that? Like, are they supposed to escort people out? Like, people are just taking them.
Yeah.
It's not like they're saying, "Oh, here's a cart. I see you have no vehicle. Why don't you use our cart to take your stuff home?"
Yeah.
Like, it's not rolling out like that. So I think it's it's.
They could have put a lock or a boundary area on which you can use your carts at a certain boundary, like a wheel lock or something.
Yeah, well, I think Walmart had that at
did they?
one time,
Okay.
but I think it might have been the location in the Station Mall, which is now closed.
Which was too bad. They had great sales when they closed down there.
Well, I'll tell you sometime about the altercation that I got into
I
there.
can't wait. Why don't you tell us when we come back from a commercial, which we're going to throw to right now. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. It is Hump Day.
First Local, supported by Gary Chervinsky, Exit Realty, Lake Superior. Buying a home is a big decision, so is choosing the right agent. Call Gary Chervinsky, broker at Exit Realty, Lake Superior, 705-257-5432.
Always stay humble and kind. Don't expect a free ride from no one. Don't hold a grudge or a chip, and here's why. Bitterness keeps you from flying. Always stay humble and kind. Yeah.
Good morning and welcome back to First Local Morning. You are here with Heidi and Colette.
Good morning.
Colette and Heidi. It is Wednesday, Hump Day. It is July the 14th, and now that we've got all that out of the way,
Whew, tell me about it.
yeah, I might rip a story now.
Okay, do it.
We talked a little bit about, so Al's Pub, which has been closed for, a period of time, has been the scene of some controversy.
Yeah.
And there have been people who, had to be forcibly removed from the premises. Unfortunately, individuals who are homeless. So that did happen. The city issued an order to the owner that it had to be boarded up. It did get boarded up, sealed off presumably, but then yesterday a resident in the neighborhood noticed a tent on the roof of Hal's Pub. So reader tip, somebody contacted Dan. Dan went down to check it out, and you could see from street level, you could see the blue dome tent located on top. As the pub is completely sealed off, the question had to be asked, how did they get up there? Some investigation determined that there's a stairway that would go up the back, and then there's a shopping cart that was tipped over.
There we go.
Yeah, and that was part of how they accessed it. And then they would hoist themselves up, and there you go.
Okay.
So we will continue to monitor the situation, but certainly Sault Police and Fire Services were on scene. You can see Fire Services there using their, I don't know what you would call that, their ladder truck. Thank you, Mike. They're using their ladder truck to help these individuals get back down to ground level. And we will continue to monitor the situation and bring you the updates as they become available.
Well, look at you, sister.
I know.
You're
right?
awesome.
Wow.
Well, over in Michigan, the Cherry Festival occurred in Traverse City. I've never been. I've heard only excellent things.
Yes.
But unfortunately, the fun Thursday night was interrupted when an amusement ride began to malfunction.
Oh.
At first, I thought, let me guess, this is a Ferris wheel. I'm not down with Ferris wheels. We've had this conversation before. The scary moments were caught on video. I do believe we might have some of that. There you go. There's a handful of other riders who were strapped into an amusement ride at the National Cherry Festival when witnesses said something went noticeably wrong. Well, yeah. Then it started rocking a little bit back and forth, then it started going more, and then, like, to the point, this is verbatim I'm reading, I don't talk like that, that looks like it's about to fall back into the river. Witnesses said the ride began to rock and lift off the ground and sway.
Oh, look at all the people trying to counterbalance. Look at them.
That just makes me want to, upchuck right now. Even was praising those who stopped, but a lot of people stopped to help, but eventually they did, were able to stop the ride, and that's the update. So happy festival going, everyone.
And nobody was injured, I'm assuming. Wow, terrifying.
Yeah. So
I mean, you really do. I mean, when the Midway would come to town, because of course restrictions have kept that from happening.
Yeah.
You do well. As a kid, I didn't really think much about it.
No,
you just go on the rides, But as I started bringing my own girls, you start to kind of look critically at the individuals that are responsible for the assembly. And I'm not saying that they're not skilled and highly trained individuals, but you really do put your life in their hands. And
for sure.
I have said that when you have kids, it's like your heart suddenly lives outside your body, and
that's for sure.
you see these little people getting on these rides, and you're just like, okay, just one more ride,
right?
Please.
Well, I mean, those rides are getting put together and taken down and traveling city to city. So
a handful of bolts. I don't know where these go.
Stick to the arcade games. I love the one where you bonk the things that pop up.
Whack-a-mole.
I cheat though. I used to.
I love whack-a-mole. I'm really good at it too.
Oh,
it makes me highly
have a
competitive.
competition.
Look at I grind my teeth just talking about it.
Smoke, she's gonna whack-a-mole me.
Whack it.
All right, let's talk about the bus terminal before you whack me in the noggin.
Well, okay, so there's been also a lot of discussion about the bus terminal as it stands, Queen and Dennis.
Yeah.
An aged building, certainly. No, that is not being contested at all.
No.
So there have been some proposals put forward, 3 in fact. So one of the proposals that was being considered is a complete relocation of the bus terminal to 111 Huron Street, so in the area of the International Bridge. Another proposal being considered had to do with, fixing the existing structure, doing whatever is needed to be done to rejuvenate, to bring it back up to standard. And then the third one being to take the existing structure down and rebuild a new one at that site. So lots and lots of discussion, certainly businesses in the area They have voiced their opinion. Basically, what it came down to is the community. The community.
I love. Yeah.
And in particular, the businesses did not want to see the relocation of the bus terminal to Huron. Well, City Council
What happened?
on Monday at the council meeting did vote to move the bus terminal. Yep, it's been approved. It was the vote count was 7-4. And Dan has posted a great summary article, and basically the councillors who were not in favor of moving the bus terminal, were obviously very quick to point out that some things just seemed to feel like it was already a decision that had been made, and that the proposals and the assessments that had been conducted to the alternatives of moving it were not as thorough as they might have been.
Okay.
And like I said, like all of this is posted in a really, really solid article.
Sweet.
But basically, the citizen pushback, the business pushback has been overruled. It's been ignored, and they are going to move the terminal.
Okay, well, thank you very much. On City Council on Monday night, they also discussed withdrawal management location. As you know, they had already made the decision to move it to where the Sault Star building is on Old Garden River Road. We're going to touch on that when we come back. Phase 2 of the boardwalk remediation will begin. That project will begin next week, and that's to do with the infrastructure that needs to be fixed with all the water corroding and everything coming through the underneath the walkway. Hey. Sault Ste. Marie Airport has developed a passenger and aircraft moving levels. So if you want to fly anywhere, you can on your own dime. You can just get your own plane. It's a Sault Ste. Marie business. Or you can ride share with somebody else and hop on a plane. We've got more coming up when we come back. Yes, I said it.
Summer of Heidi and Glenn. First Local, supported by Maker North, 3D printing, laser cutting, 3D design, education, prototyping, and more. Maker North, whatever it takes.
Together, we can reduce the spread of COVID-19. Taking the bus, picking up a prescription, getting groceries. Stay 2 meters apart at all times. Save lives.
The Canadian Council of the Blind has been improving the lives of those with vision loss for over 70 years. With more than 65 chapters across Canada, it is the largest membership-based organization of the blind. People of all ages dealing with vision loss can join and participate in sports and recreation activities, technology training and assistance, peer support groups, and advocacy programs. For more information, visit ccbnational.net or call 1-877-304-0968.
Welcome back. You're with Heidi and Colette on First Local on this beautiful hump day, Wednesday, February 14th. I'm thinking about love, apparently. It is Valentine's Day in July. It's July the 14th. We are going to throw to Craig shortly to talk a little bit more about how amazing the thunderstorms and the muggy weather are going to come through, my two favorite things. But first, let's just wrap up City Council if you allow me to do that.
Yes.
Withdrawal management location did go in front of Council on Monday night. The decision was already made to move this new withdrawal management location to the old Sault Star building on Old Garden River Road, which I think is a fantastic area. It's a huge property. There's some green area there that they can utilize as well. Before Council even had a chance to vote, the Sault Area Hospital had already started construction on this, and they must have got the nod and knew that the vote was in their favor. I'm sure there's no way that they would have done anything without the approval. But with that in mind, as it comes to no surprise, although concerns about safety of nearby residents and businesses were brought up.
Yes.
That council approved a rezoning request for the old Sault Star building. Councillor Shoemaker is a busy councillor these days. He's putting a lot of things forward, including those shopping carts, for the concerns he had heard from people, and was looking for answers on how we can best remedy everybody's concerns and make everyone happy while still running this withdrawal management center, which is vital for our community.
Yes.
Sioux Area Hospital Director of Clinical Programs, Lisa Case, was the head of the search committee. She said in the end, the provincial criteria for the site was extensive. They looked at multiple locations, and that is the only one that checked all the boxes. So I think that's checked all my boxes. I think I've updated you on that. I think we've got you up to date on City Council. Now, why don't we go over to you and you can update us on that wonderful teacher who made graduation a special moment.
I'm talking about Raymond Gowlett, somebody that I've known for a long time.
Yes.
We used to hang out when we were kids. Our parents were friends.
Nice.
Raymond is a teacher now at Central Algoma Secondary School, CAS, which is where I went to high school. Fantastic school. Now actually one of those super schools, right?
Yeah,
so the
it's
high
beautiful
school
on the highway when you drive by.
Yeah,
It's a nice looking
it
high
is
school.
really nice.
Yeah.
Actually built in 1972, the original building. So it's, well, anyways, I'm not going to date myself, but I'm just saying.
Date yourself, honey. Look how beautiful you are. Holy cow.
So, you know, obviously there's been no capacity for any kind of celebration owing to restrictions. So Raymond, somebody had forwarded me a TikTok video.
TikTok on the clock.
And I looked at it, I said, is that Raymond? And it was. And what had happened is this year would be his daughter's graduating year.
Okay.
And there, of course, so the word came down that there would be no ceremony. And very sad because, of course, graduation, successful completion of high school, milestone event. So in the community where he lives, there's a public stage. So he had the thought to bring his daughter to the public stage so she could have the experience of walking across the stage to receive a diploma. And then she said, well, my friend wants to do it too.
Yeah.
So two then, you know. And then it became known that it was spreading through all of their friends. There he is. There he is. Ray, look at his little face.
Very kind face.
He's very lovely. And so then, here it is.
What a
Look at
beautiful
this.
little backdrop they did.
So he became aware that so many students wanted to have this experience. And look, there's a proud parent taking the picture.
I just got goosebumps.
So Ray had the thought of building this
that's so
traveling
nice.
stage. And so, you know, donations came in from businesses, you know, like the trailer itself, the materials. Fellow teachers wanted to participate. 72
look
students.
at their handshake.
72 students in total got to participate in this. And Cass is a feeder school. So the area that was covered was as far west as Echo Bay.
Look and at then the backdrop.
I know, as far east as Thessalon First Nation. So really a significant thing that he did. And I'm very proud of myself that I could talk about it now without crying.
That's okay.
Because, you know, what a wonderful gift.
Absolutely.
You know?
Thank you.
I did write an article. There's an article on the website. So go read my article.
Go read it.
And celebrate my friend Raymond Gowlett and his big heart and his kindness.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for that. Before you go read that article, why don't we find out what's going on with Craig and the weather for the next few days. We've already given you a couple days update. Let's see what's going on for the next few more days.
Moisture in the air, and you're going to feel it later on today because it's going to start feeling like 35 degrees by this afternoon just because of the humidity in the area. But we will show you on radar what we're looking for. This is that system I was telling you about last couple of days. It's really getting itself organized, and it is tracking right up towards the Sault later on tonight, giving us a heavy rainfall warning. We'll show you that on this map coming up. We're in that heavy rainfall. Right now it's just a weather statement for heavy rain. The entire district of Algoma, all of northeastern Ontario also under the same weather statement, where we could see anywhere from 20 to 50 millimeters of rain starting tonight going into our Thursday. This is what we look like as far as temperatures going today. 28 degrees is our forecast high. Again, it's going to start feeling more closer to 35 degrees, and we're all in the mid to upper 20s today, enjoying these very warm conditions, but also very muggy conditions. This is what we look like on the map for today. We have high pressure kind of working its way in. It's not a very strong ridge of high pressure system, so it's allowing this cold front to come in, which is going to drop our temperatures for our day tomorrow. But we also have this low pressure system as well moving in, which is going to give us those heavy rain conditions for later on tonight. So this is what we look like for the next 3 days. For today, we could see a small little shower this morning. Otherwise, we're just going to stay with a mix of sun and cloud, and that fog will eventually lift. Temperatures of 28 degrees. We could also see a small little thunderstorm this afternoon in advance of that cold front. Thursday, I told you on Monday that Thursday looks like the biggest risk of rain, and of course that's what's happening. We're going to see those heavy rain showers start tonight, overnight, last into our day Thursday. Temperatures, of course, cooling down quite a bit at 19 degrees because of that cold front. And then the good news is, though, the rain should end by 6 p.m. Thursday, so just in time for Rotary Fest. We do have a lingering shower into Friday, nothing really to worry about. Temperatures around 24 degrees. And then we really start seeing the heat come back starting this weekend and into next weekend, or into next week, I should say. I'll tell you about that at the end of today's show with an update. Right now, let's send it back to Heidi and Colette.
Thank you, Craigers. Can't wait for that heat and the thunderstorms. Okay, we did add a WTF section to our morning show, which we're going to put at the end, but there's some keepers on here. And this one is with regards to some of the strangest jobs in history. So before we throw to a commercial, we hope you have your seatbelts fastened, because these will blow your mind. How about a knocker-upper? If someone said to you, would you like to be a knocker-upper? I would think something to do with babies.
Yes.
Let's be honest. No, unlike modern American slang would have you believe, you don't call a knocker-upper when you need to have another child. You basically need it as a human alarm clock. And as you know, perhaps I might need a knocker-upper. So this person will come to your house and wake you up. A knocker-upper. What do you have?
Well, I'll see your knocker-upper.
I hope you're ready for this
with
one.
Pharaoh's anus blower.
Thank you. Cannot wait to hear what this means.
Ancient Egypt, the pharaoh was both a king and a god. This is almost feeling like a factoid. So the pharaoh was both a king and a god, but when a living god could get indigestion, that's when the royal anus blower was called. So the anus blower was basically a primitive proctologist, and whatever butt-related problems the pharaoh had, the anus blower was the person who would take care of it. But the most important task came about when Pharaoh had eaten more than he could digest. That's when the anus blower would grab a long golden tube, fill it with hot water, and blow it up the Pharaoh's divine butthole. Yes,
that's
just what it sounds like. Yep, it's an enema administered. Yeah, so.
Okay, well, with that blowing information, we'll be right back after this commercial break with more news and WTFs.
First Local, supported by Nogda Windeman Family and Community Services. Be an alternative care parent. A child needs you.
Huntington's disease is a hereditary degenerative disease of the brain.
It affects your behaviors, your mind.
And it's a relentless disease.
If you took Alzheimer's, if you took schizophrenia, if you took Parkinson's and you mix them all together, you would have Huntington's disease.
Huntington's disease is devastating.
I just hope that I'm the last.
Don't click it, Mike. It's a scam.
Oh, hi, Voice of Reason. It looks legit.
Don't click. Listen to your voice of reason before you act.
I deleted it.
Canada.ca/BScamSmart can help.
Problem.
Welcome back. I bet we gave you a heck of a few things to think about before the commercial break. We still have some more of those WTFs. We're going to talk about what a necessary woman's job is. I feel like that's self-explanatory. Groom with a stool and an orgy planner. Might not be what you think. But before we get to that, let's talk about Sault Ste. Marie and our new flight pass, our favorite camera. Hello, hello. So Sault-based air service begins operations. This has been posted to that amazing website, SaultOnline.com. So Share Inc., to be spelled S-H-I-R-E, so we have the word air in there, announces the start of commercial air charter operations across Ontario and is based right out of our beautiful city. Share Inc. is an air charter service providing ride-sharing options, customized executive and personal air travel services. Oh my God, it sounds so chic. To clients for regional and short trans-border flights. Setting itself apart from other private air charter companies, passengers may choose to fly alone or fly with a buddy. I would fly with you, buddy.
Of course.
Share also offers executive class cabin configuration. I feel like you need to say it like Moira Rose.
Moira.
David. To any destination with luxury and convenient private air charter services at a reasonable cost. So that reasonable cost, from what I heard, was 800 bones to Toronto, but could share cost that with someone else who's also heading to the 6th. This is all done without lineups, crowds, and transfers. Share files directly to your destination, whether it be regional or internationally, avoiding the need for time-consuming transfers. Super wicked awesome, Sault Ste. Marie. It's posted to our site.
Wow.
Find out more.
That's great.
Right? Share, S-H-A-I-R-E. Share.
Cool.
Cool.
Right on. So we wanted to spend some time. Dan did gather some information with regards to the Bayview residents in Bayview who have a bit of a problem, a dam problem, as it is. Yeah. So a local resident, it's just in case you ever wondered, what's your dam problem? Well, actually, it's literally a dam problem. They've got some beavers who are damming up the Davignon Creek. Yeah, so...
Oh, he's so cute.
I know, I love beavers. Do you remember the beaver that was stealing the Canadian flag? Anyway, okay, so yes.
I love the beavers.
This is the West Davignon Creek in Bayview, okay?
Yeah.
And the problem being that some beavers have, of course,
Aw, he's so cute. It's like he heard you sing.
Sorry. So
Sorry.
they have constructed a dam. There it is. So it, of course, is drying up the creek on one side, leading to some very horrific odors, very bad smells, stagnating water, which, of course, then becomes a breeding ground for mosquito populations. And then, thirdly, this creek is actually a conduit for that many fish have used to get back to the lake in order to spawn. So this is a problem. Residents have, tried to kind of break through the dam. Of course, the beavers are like, whatever, and they just fix it.
Yeah. Very
and the beavers are using the trees in the area. So these little beavers are really just wreaking havoc in Bayview. So what's the problem in Bayview? I'll tell you what the problem is. It's a dam problem, and they're going to have to... They're trying to draw attention to it just because they're not really sure what to do, because again, beavers do this, of course, to ensure that they have, if you didn't know, I did read about this, beavers dam water to ensure that they have deep water to get into their lodges, which are only accessible from underwater, and that has to do with keeping them safe from predators.
Well, thank you very much. Let's save the beavers. Have you ever watched Chevy Chase when they go to Vegas vacation?
I haven't seen the
Oh my God. So they go through the dam, obviously, and he's got gum in his mouth, so he puts it in like a hole to block because the water's all pumping up, and then it's blowing up the balloon. He's like, we're going on the dam tour. So that just reminds me of Chevy Chase, but thank you very much. Okay, so phase 2 of the Boardwalk remediation project is to begin next week.
Okay.
A portion of the waterfront walkway on the St. Mary's River Drive between the Delta Hotel and the Wind Chimes will be closed in order to complete the necessary remediation. During this time, signage, including temporary lane closures, pedestrian detours, and directional info will be posted to direct you throughout the area. Motorists, pedestrians, and cyclists are urged to be very cautious and obey the detour signage. All right, so let's bust into some social media if you want to.
Okay, yeah, got it here. I've reached into the void. Jim Whitty beating everybody to the punch with so many exclamation points. This is where my eyes start to blur. Anyway, he says, they're back. Yes, we did have some technical issues yesterday, which did lead us to be unable to drink our coffee with you. We are glad to be back today, and Jim has given us, well, quite a number of exclamation points.
Thank you,
thank
Jim.
you, Jim. It's good to be back. Yes. Giselle Tchaikovsky. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Giselle.
Morning, Giselle.
Bradley salutes us, says happy hump day with 3 exclamation points and a peace sign. Ooh, Chris Bridges. You know what's funny?
Okay, Chris, what do you got
he's
for me
hitting us
today?
with a factoid.
Yeah,
and now he's challenging me because this was one that I almost grabbed today, and it is tied to today's date.
Okay.
So good morning, everyone. Today in history, July 14th, 1881, Sheriff Pat Garrett shoots Henry McCarty, more popularly known as Billy the Kid, to death at the Maxwell Ranch in New Mexico. So good one, Chris. Yeah, I almost nailed that one myself, but good for you. I'm glad you brought it out. Steve,
have excellent factoids.
oh yeah, I
really
love his
enjoy
stuff.
the,
I
stuff
love
that he
it. I
shares.
love it. Steve Childs, GMAHYHAGHG. So good morning, all.
Okay.
Hope you have a great hump day. Yes.
We will.
Steve. Okay. Jim Whitty. Hello, Brad.
Hello.
Jim Whitty. How did the rooster romance the hen?
Oh, I don't know.
Or the hens? He read verses from his book of poultry.
Ah! I like that. Canned laughter. There it is. Or applause, I mean. Canned applause. Awesome. Jim, you won the canned applause for today.
Tony Mancuso, happy
Hi,
hump
Tony.
day. Great to see everyone. Have a great day. 3 smiley faces and 2 cups of coffee. Yes, coffee.
Love coffee. Hi,
Okay.
Tony, my buddy. Tony.
Bev Beecham or Beauchamp. Good morning, ladies. Good morning, Bev.
Good morning.
Jim Whitty, there's a guy who goes around with his vehicle and trailer and picks up the lost carts.
Yes, there
I
is.
think he does it for charity, Boy Scouts, I think. Yes, okay, that's good to know. So good for him.
We did hear about people collecting the carts as well. Yeah. 10 seconds before
So
we
many
went to commercial.
community people,
Yeah.
community-minded
Oh, I know.
people.
It's awesome here.
Margaret McKay, good morning all. Good morning, Margaret. Evelyn McColeman, morning to everyone. Good morning to you. Bradley, good day, Jim. Yes, Enika, good morning, everyone. Happy hump days with 3 exclamation
love
points, smiley, coffee, cookie, sun, sunflower. Yes. Good morning to you, Enika. Okay, we're going to pause and then come back to
Yeah,
this?
we are. When we come back, I want to talk about an unopened, holy Colette, Super Mario 64 game from 1996 that was worth $1.56 million. We got more about that when we come back.
First Local, supported by James Seaton Mortgage Specialist. Your new home doesn't come with mortgage advice. I do. Call James Seaton Mortgage Specialist, RBC 705-975-1519.
Well, you're back on this beauty hump day, and as Craig promised, it's going to be muggy, it's going to be thunderstorms, so that to me is a perfect day. So yeah, let's talk about this unopened Super Mario 64 game from the 96, which is the year I graduated from high school. An unopened copy of Nintendo Super Mario 64 has sold at an auction for $1.56 million.
That's wild.
Heritage Auctions in Dallas said that the 96 games sold on Sunday, breaking its previous record price for the sale of a single video game. A spokesperson, I'm going to correct that. A spokesperson did not immediately respond to an inquiry about who purchased the game. Kevin says me. Yeah, Kevin, if you've got $1.56 million, you better not be spending it on an unopened Super Mario game. The sale follows an unopened copy of Nintendo's The Legend of Zelda. Do you remember that game?
I do.
Selling at an auction for $870,000. In April, the auction house sold an unopened copy of the Super Mario Brothers that was bought in '86 and forgotten about in a desk drawer for $660,000. So hey,
crazy.
Check around your house, people, because you never know what you got. Right?
I don't know. So that was 1994 version. 96. Okay, because that's not the Mario I remember. Like I remember when it was just two-dimensional, so that was kind of disorienting for me. I looked at the monitor.
What are all these graphics?
Yeah, I was gonna say, wow, like look at what
the mushroom actually came
depth.
At you.
There's like depth. What?
What about Duck Hunt?
Oh
I
my!
love
and
that
the dog
game.
that would laugh at you.
Yeah, that damn dog.
Make you feel like Adam Sandler. Keep laughing, like whatever. Anyway,
okay. What do you got on your list over there? It is hot.
Well, the Algoma District School Board has a wellness line now, so I think that's important to talk about.
It is, absolutely.
And it is for parents or students ages 14 and older to book a virtual appointment. So you can call this number, and again, this is for parents or students attached to the Algoma District School Board. So students 14 and older, you can call the Summer Wellness Line if you'd like to book a virtual appointment for counseling support for students, to speak with a school-based mental health professional about strategies to support students, information about how to access community mental health resources or services for students, or to learn about wellness and well-being, including positive coping strategies and skills. So, So anyway, the staff monitoring these lines are available Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And if the call is not answered immediately, please do leave a voicemail and it will be returned as soon as possible. Students or parents of younger students, so 13 and under, can book virtual sessions or an in-person session if desired. Now, they do want to make particular note that this line is not a crises line. Okay, so if you are experiencing a crisis or an emergency, you are directed to immediately call 911, visit a local hospital emergency department, or contact, on our website we do have a list of 24/7 crises services. So if you are in crises, there are supports available to you. If you're just looking for some information, some generalized support, then call this number.
Awesome, thank you. There's a lot of things going on that our students need help with. The school starting back in September. I'm sure there's a lot of angst and anxiety as to, oh God, we're going back in the classroom. This is new. This is coming out new. And I did see some commercials saying, have you started shopping for back to school yet? I'm not there yet. No. All right, so there are a few things going on in the world that would invoke and need some crisis management and assistance. Like we're talking about some things that happen in Florida, that condominium falling. There are more Canadians that are being pulled out of that rubble. Okay. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about that they are still heading up that project. They did pull up another Canadian body a couple days ago. We had that on the news, but because we weren't here with you yesterday, I couldn't share that with you. So that is an ongoing situation, and those numbers are going by the hundreds. It's really, really very sad. And also, there was a suspect who was detained who also lives in Florida amid the search for the masterminds and assassins in the killing of the president, Jovenel Moïse, in Haiti. In his 60s, he is right here living in Florida, who identifies himself as a doctor and has accused the leaders of his homeland of corruption. Police identified the man on Sunday night as Christian Emmanuel Sanon and said Moïse's alleged killers were protecting him. The head of Haiti's police, Leon Charles, accused Sanon of working with those who plotted and participated in Moïse's killing, which stunned the nation of more than 11 million people. just before this incident occurred to kill the president, there are several things going on in the country, a lot of rebellion and a lot of people standing up for outside forces, and so it wasn't really much of a surprise to the country that this occurred because of all the stuff that's stirring. Yeah, and there's also a movement going on in Cuba that if we get time to, I'd like to update everybody, because Cubans are not typically known for protesting, and that's exactly what they are doing right now.
Well, it's dictatorship. They're not allowed, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's crazy.
And I find the story very interesting, but over to you to update and
well,
interest everyone.
Just while I'm still kind of, threading through some good stuff that's been taking place in our community in June, at the end of June, actually, the local organization Strong Minds did host their 4th annual Run for Change. I was fortunate enough to speak with Amanda Lambert, who's a very energetic and engaging person. Like it was really nice to speak to her. She is very passionate about, she is a registered health and exercise practitioner. She has founded this organization, and the Run for Change is raising awareness around, mental health, steps that you can take to kind of balance it and be well. She really believes strongly in physical activity as an ongoing therapy, and really works very hard with her clients. Now, the Run for Change this year did fall in Pride Month again, so June. So they raised $7,000, so amazing.
That's great.
And they're channeling that right back into the community. And in the spirit of Pride Month, they are sending one youth for a full package to Rainbow Camp.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes. And then they've also created two awards at Sault College for 2 students who are registered in the fitness and health program. And these gifts can be used towards tuition or books. So well done, Amanda. I encourage everybody. I did write an article, and the interview itself is posted to the website SiouxOnline.com. So go have a look at that. Congratulations, Amanda. I loved speaking with you. Keep doing what you're doing. It's people like you that will drive positive change in our community.
Absolutely. And hey, if you're heading to Niagara Falls coming up soon, perhaps you might want to talk about the casinos that are opening up and strip clubs. You do need a vaccination card to hit up those strip clubs, though, so get vaccinated if you want to go. Anyways, we're going to talk a little bit about the Olympics. Canada is sending 225 females and how many men? 146, total of 371. We'll be right back to talk a little bit more about that, hit up social media, and just, have some laughs with our WTFs.
First Local, supported by Need window coverings? Locally owned and operated, NAC completes window coverings from start to finish. Call or message us today to schedule your free quote and experience what NAC can do for you. When social distancing, remember, stay at least 6 feet away and wear your mask. Help save lives.
Inches home to Lola found this large male sports away trimming black fur.
You don't need a media monkey to make healthy choices. Think for yourself. A message from Concerned Children's Advertisers.
Good morning and welcome back to this July the 14th edition of First Local Mornings. And you are here with Colette and Heidi. We have painstakingly prepared this agenda, and now we're just going to mess it all up and just kind of focus on the things that, we brought you the local stuff. And so now we want to bring you some of the lighter stuff, just to kind of balance that. So I'm going to do a factoid. We'll do a little bit more social media shout outs and nods. And and I want to bring our casino people up to date because there's been some exciting news for sure. Are we going to Craig first?
Yeah, I think we're ready to go over to Craigers. Give me some more good news, Craig. How muggy are we talking, baby?
I do have some good news because the rain expected tomorrow is going to end around 6 p.m. just in time for Rotary Fest. So hopefully, fingers crossed, everything works out. It is the middle of July already. I can't believe it already. Temperatures today hitting 28, going to feel like 35 because of the humidity. And there's a small chance of a thunderstorm sometime this afternoon, but more so later on tonight. We'll take a look at the radar and I'll show you that blob heading our way. You can see that in the lower left-hand corner of your screen. That's heading our way. It's going to take a while to get here. Right now the timeline is around 10 o'clock tonight before we start seeing some heavy rain showers and maybe some thunderstorms. But it is going to be muggy for the most part. If we see a little bit of sun today, it's going to cook out there. Let's take a look at the 12-hour forecast. This morning we're dealing with some foggy conditions, some cloudy conditions. That fog is going to lift eventually around the noon hour. Temperatures, again, around 28 degrees, feeling like 35. Dew points are pretty much up there. It's around 18 degrees right now. And then this evening, we do see those clouds fill in. And again, that chance of rain coming in for later on tonight. That is your forecast right now. I'll be back at 5 o'clock with news at night and your 7-day forecast looking really hot.
Craig. All right. Well, let's do a factoid.
Yes, I love your factoids. And I like when we don't put them in the agenda, so you surprise me.
Okay. So, July 14th, 1994. Wrestling superstar Hulk Hogan admits to abusing steroids since 1976 in order to gain size, but claimed that he had stopped in 1994 when he joined the WCW, so the World Championship Wrestling. This was during the trial of Vince McMahon related to the use of steroids in wrestling. Hogan claimed that McMahon had neither sold him the drugs nor ordered him to take them. McMahon was eventually found not guilty, and Hogan was given immunity for his testimony.
Awesome. I love the Hulkster. Hulkamania.
Well, I mean, the size, like, you know, and what was startling to me is, like, you know, because when I would watch the wrestling on Saturday mornings, but you had no real concept because they were all fairly big, but it wasn't until I saw Hulk Hogan beside like a regular person that you get a full sense of how massive this man is. Tall, bulky, you know. I always liked Hulk Hogan. He was my favorite.
Oh, I loved Macho Man Randy.
Well, yeah. Ooh, Roddy Piper.
Rowdy Piper was amazing, but I always wanted to be Elizabeth.
Yes.
Go figure. Wanted to wear
the
heels.
Lovely Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Roddy Piper was actually in a cult film called They Live.
Yeah.
And it was really, really well done. I really liked that one. I mean, kind of campy, kind of cheesy, but really cool concept. If you haven't seen They Live, you need to see They Live because it's really good. Okay.
Was he wearing a kilt?
He wasn't wearing a kilt. What did Kevin just say?
I don't know. Kevin, say that again. He filmed a movie, something, can't hear him. Okay, we will get to what Kevin said because Kevin says interesting
stuff. So we
stuff.
talked about the casinos. So information has come out of Niagara Falls. They've actually rolled out like a comprehensive plan. And it came into our newsroom. So as we head into step 3, Casino Niagara and Fallsview Casino said they will be open for business starting Friday, July 23rd at 10 a.m. They will open 24 hours a day again. In addition to the slot machines, there will be some limited table games because, of course, some distancing is still required. So, so the press release did indicate that select dining establishments, parking garage, galleria shops, dining amenities. So, I mean, I have to assume that, like, our local casino, I think something has actually gone up. Yeah. So that's gone up on our website.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, well, I mean, you try and not get too excited about the different things that are suddenly going to become available again. But, you know, some of the standard things will still be enforced. You know, use of face coverings, you know, there'll be sanitizer available, physical barriers, plastic partitions, enhanced cleaning and disinfection.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So, all right, back into social media then.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so we'd left off with Enica. Jim Whitty pops back in. The Sioux walks backwards so much that the future is disappearing on the horizon. That's kind of prophetic. I like that. Good for you. Well, I don't like it, but you know, it's well said, well stated, Jim. Allie and Ron Rollinson. Hey, I haven't seen your name in a while. Welcome back. Whoever it is, Allie or Ron, Allie and Ron.
Okay.
Good morning. 2 cups of coffee and a smiley face. Good morning to you. Merci beaucoup. GMA, thank you for the updates.
Welcome.
And so she kind of has like the quizzical eyebrow. Rezoning is easy these days with the right people. Sunglasses. Have a wonderful hump day, ladies.
Thank you.
To you as well, merci. And I know what you're saying. I'm with you. I know. So Jim Whitty flips the bird to the humidity.
Oh, that hurts, Jim. I love the humidity. Love it. Love the thunderstorms. Love the humidity.
Bradley, so anus blower. I suppose this is where the term blowing smoke up someone's
ass
came from?
Yeah.
Yes, perhaps. And Jim found that quite funny.
Absolutely. 1 minute left to show.
Jim Whitty, it's best to keep your friends close and your enema even closer.
Love it.
Debbie Wanamaker, she's laughing.
Yep.
Joseph waves from the waterfront. Hello,
Buongiorno, Joseph.
This is new.
Okay.
Margie Ian Goldsboro Heaney.
Nice.
Great job, gals. Well, thank you.
And thank you.
We always like to see a new one, a new person. So thank you for watching. Mike Adams, Costa Rica says good morning. Cup of coffee and a palm tree. We're coming. You get ready.
Maybe we'll take that private flight.
That's right. Now we have options. Merci. Way to go, Amanda. You are a strong body and a strong mind. Yes, she is.
Awesome.
Steve Childs. Love the girls on poles, but still no.
I don't know what to say to that except for end with what a necessary woman is. It's before the days of indoor toilets. People who would do their business in chamber pots needed somebody to do the inglorious task, and so you called a necessary woman. And these 2 necessary women are going on with their day. We'll see you tomorrow morning, which is Baby Friday. Thanks for joining us.